Run it back. Hold that.
Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
All sorts of sports.
All
All
sorts
sorts of sports in this dancery. Hateration, not welcome here.
Not
Dancery.
welcome
88
in this
fifth.
dancery.
Yeah.
We dancery.
Speak
Yeah.
English.
Umbrella, Ella.
At least she's a foreigner. I mean, they speak English there, but still.
Damn.
That's fucked up. All right. Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports. I mean, we're not going to do a NBA preview because the NBA is already happening.
And we're all about to lose a lot of money tonight.
We don't. I feel
Hopefully
like
not.
we shouldn't even preview it until week one's over so we can actually see who's who. Because you know what I'm
I
saying?
think it was KDot said like it don't start until like after Christmas.
Well, no, that's when the
For
season.
me, and
K-Dot.
it's getting worse. Like I think Bill Simmons actually did something not too long ago. It was like baseball, hockey, and it has been something I'm saying for the last decade. These are three sports in hockey, baseball, and basketball whose seasons are so fucking long they literally do not matter at least halfway through. They just don't matter. Like it doesn't fucking matter.
So here's the thing: you can play yourself out of the playoffs in the first half, but you can't play yourself into the playoffs in the first half. That's the problem.
I get that, but then you also have teams that just take it for granted, like the Miami Heat. We all know what the Heat do. They don't give a fuck until a month ago. Like, all right, I guess we need to play it out. And they fucking do the shit. It's just like,
my name's Jimmy Butler. I'm too busy watching my emo bands to.
and quick shout out as far as basketball before we get off of this. Team's not here, and I know it's fucked up to attack a man when he can't.
Attack him now in this dancery.
But that was the worst draft setup I have ever seen in the history of drafts.
Yep.
This fucker had us. Yeah, I was there.
Oh, I got auto drafted. I didn't have time.
So he has us on Sleeper doing a fantasy basketball tournament, and we had 4 hours for each pick.
Yeah.
The fuck was that?
It was annoying. I like most of my team. I had to make some drops and mads, but whatever.
I love my team. Nikola Jokic fell to 3. I'm good.
For $50. For $50, I'm good.
I learned what OTC is.
On the clock?
No, it's over the counter, the way that James likes it. Bent.
So I like my drugs.
I was like, wait, I'm not drugs. Why are you saying the James OTC?
Well, apparently you were on drugs when you read it.
No, I didn't know what it meant.
Ooh, and I paid for the complaint against Dwight Howard if we want to get into that.
What? You paid?
I went to the Georgia website, which you have to pay to get onto, and then you have to pay per page, and I paid for the complaint and the answer.
Oh shit.
Wonderful job, sir.
Go ahead and read it.
No, it's super long, but basically he confirms what we've all thought. The answer says that the sexual contact with this other male was all consensual, which confirms what we've thought forever.
Yeah, we knew it, but
Dwight Howard's living his best life. Bravo. Kudos.
I'm very happy for him, but like, I had to know, so now I do.
Why did you have to know?
And now we all.
It's been like years of us all speculating.
I haven't speculated shit. Dude likes a little bit of dick on the side.
He liked a lot of dick. It was.
I hope we can all be as open one day.
It was a man dude named Kitty.
Specifically, our assholes.
It was a threesome.
Wait.
With a man dude.
Hold on. Okay.
I swear.
I have to bleep
That's they are
bleep that.
referred to as.
Why am I gonna have to bleep that? I wish we were all good enough to say on this pod that occasionally we'd like a penis in our butt.
No,
okay,
not that.
Oh,
how you describe the person?
He's a man dude.
Him?
Yeah.
I didn't say a lady man. I said a man dude named Kitty. Like kitty cat. Anyway, all right, moving on.
Not a kitty.
Not a kitty present. I can't imagine just the girth in that room. It's just offensive.
Yo.
Oh God.
Yeah. Right?
Massive.
Just
massive. Just a big room of inadequacy.
What's the fucking wrong with you?
The lights went out immediately.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
It's disturbing.
I know. I wish I wasn't thinking about it. Anyway, moving on.
Like blacked without any of the good parts.
Bruh. What in the fuck is going on?
The darkness.
Okay.
All right. Are we just recapping first? Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, like I don't want to talk about shit.
I had the worst pick'em. I don't think I can recover from this. I honestly, I think that's it. I think I'm done.
So the world's reverted back to normal.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I got 3 right all week. 3.
I got 2.
Oh, you did worse than me?
Yeah, and Kate, I got 4. And then Team got 5.
Team got 5 just being a fucking contrarian ass.
Oh, so we all sucked.
Yeah,
Okay?
we had a bad week.
It was a bad week all around. No one had a good week on football.
That shit
Hey,
was
at
hilarious.
least I didn't revert too poorly. I had 7 last week, then I went to 3. You went from 11 to 2.
Well, I'm still the only guy now in the 60s as far as percentile.
How many do you have?
65%, 69, right? 69, right? Right, yeah, 69, nice.
Yeah,
All
I didn't even look at what y'all got. I just figured that was it.
No, it was a rough fucking week of picking games, man. There was a lot of weird shit that went on.
There
All right.
was.
So
Like what we have, oh sorry. Yeah, we're recapping.
yeah, so the first game, Thursday night, the Saints versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville won. Derek Carr was ass.
Dude, everybody was ass.
And I'm the only one that picked that right. Don't know why.
And then update, like Olave got caught going 70 to 35.
Right, which isn't arrestable in basically anywhere. So he wasn't doing a $110. So it's fast, but it's not unreasonable. But he'll
yeah, I mean, I've told the story of how I had a warrant out for my arrest in the state of South Carolina for going 4 miles over. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you why that is. It's got nothing to do with speed. Anyway,
It's blackout.
you anyway.
All right.
It's very ornery. That's the way it's kind of ornery and bold.
First game on Sunday. Raiders versus the Bears.
How's it feel?
Pick the Raiders.
How's it feel to lose to the Bears? I know what that's like. How does it feel to lose to the Bears? I know that feeling.
I feel so shitty.
Yo, hey,
I feel bad, yo.
All right, but
I don't want to feel this way.
The Justin Fieldless Chicago Bears.
Yes. We also
teabag, but teabag.
We also lost to Saturday on Sunday. God damn it.
dude.
That's Saturday.
Yeah.
We lost to him on Sunday.
I did really appreciate. Did anybody did anybody see the Deontay Foreman touchdown celebration, which is those Indian guys that slap each other in the chest? That was great. That was almost worth the loss for you.
Well, no, because I ain't watching it.
From my perspective, it was worth your loss.
Fuck you. I'm glad you're happy.
Hey, let's move right along here.
All right. Cleveland and Indiana. Ryan, you picked Indiana.
Indianapolis. But yeah, he's not wrong.
Oh yeah, Indianapolis.
Yeah, no, it's just who the fuck says that.
Hey, that was a close game. So I could have.
It was Cleveland still. We don't know what the fuck is going on with Deshaun Watson, and
he's gonna be out for a while.
All I know is that watching the Commanders game and seeing the Deshaun Watson stat line pop up across, which was 1 for 5, 5 yards and an interception, was like fantastic.
It just makes me feel good.
And we had Buffalo versus New England.
Bill saying he's not dead yet.
Yep.
Like, so the word came out this last week that Bill signed a secret extension with New England last offseason, which I'll float this conspiracy theory, which I think is bullshit, but I'm gonna float it anyway. The thought process is Bill has not given a fuck this year, knowing that he's just trying to get a good pick as far as the draft. But this game was one of those games in which he just wanted to let everybody know when the news got released. I still got it. Wasn't the case. It's just the Bills being the Bills.
Yeah. Josh is not running. He's trying to stay in the pocket too much, which is something I thought I'd never say. But he's not moving, which is allowing one of the linebackers or one of the safeties to not have to spy him at all, which he is not used to. And then he's throwing it at that person because usually that person is spying him and not dropping back into coverage. Also, our defense is so injured that I don't know what I don't know what we're gonna do.
I see Josh Allen panicking. That guy's not supposed to be there. I'm gonna throw something out. Like,
No, but he panicked. He throws it and then he sees it.
oh shit! I fucked it up.
Tomorrow's got to be a statement game against a not so great team.
The Bills for forever, Bill. They look like the best team in the NFL some weeks, multiple weeks, and then they'll look like what the fuck is going on.
They'll look
which
like
is
the
why
babies.
they'll get bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, we'll be lucky to make the playoffs the way we're playing.
Then
That's fair.
We got Washington versus the Giants,
Which we all picked wrong, right? Just want to make sure we point that out.
What a garbage game.
That was one of the worst games I ever watched in my life.
7-14. Good God.
This is my favorite stat from this game. Up until the third quarter, we had more punts than pass completions.
And then what's his face lost his goddamn mind after the game.
It's a line from The Wire that I absolutely love, which is no one wins. One side just loses more slowly. That is what it felt like watching that game. It was just two incompetent fucking teams just not knowing what to do, just stepping on their own dicks the entire fucking time, just fucking it up. That was an abortion of a game, not an abomination, an abortion. It was a live fucking abortion.
That game was illegal to view in most of the southern states.
Oh my God.
Go Mandy's.
All right. Then we had Atlanta and Tampa Bay. All three of us picked Tampa Bay.
Team's still riding on his preseason prediction of the fucking Atlanta Falcons. I'm just waiting for Desmond Ridder to fuck up enough to lose his goddamn job. It's just not happening.
Desmond Ridder is he's a trash quarterback who just found out he can run. So we'll see how far that takes him.
Hopefully. No, not gonna say that.
Hey, I got the next one right.
Yep. Baltimore and Detroit.
This is the game in which we're so glad Akeem's not here.
Yep.
And we're moving on. Okay.
I will stay on it for a second because I'm gonna. It's easier to give Keem props when he's not here.
No, it's not. Well, he's not gonna
I
listen.
texted it right after. I was like, "Yeah, you were right."
Yeah, and he was like, "We him, I'm him, they him." Fucking idiot. They're gonna lose by 40 next week.
Like, once again, it is in my best interest as a citizen of Baltimore that the Ravens are good. Because it's not a pleasant place to be in when they're not. But I do think that whole I know for Keem, this was a big indictment on Detroit. When me and him did the episode together, he's not a believer in the Lions, and the Lions kind of get washed by Baltimore. I do not think it was a grand indictment on Detroit necessarily. Baltimore is a damn good team. And I think everybody knows that Baltimore is a damn good team. There's only one single question mark on the Baltimore Ravens is, are they healthy enough to make it anymore? And I think that's been the question for the last 3 seasons. The other question beyond this season has been, do they even have the receivers to make it work? Now they have that. Well, Zay Flowers, I love. Odell has shown in the few times that he's able to play that he can still do something at times. It's Baltimore more than anything. It was Baltimore's defense, and I know that I said that I loved Baltimore defense in the preseason, and that the guy that I really wanted on my team, which was Kyle Hamilton, I think that he's going to be one of those dudes that's just wrecking shit. But Baltimore, if healthy, and if Lamar's playing at the level that he's playing in, it's going to be hard for any team in the league to stop that.
I don't know. So Kyle Hamilton, does he race on Saturdays, plays football on Sundays, or how's that work for him?
That a NASCAR joke?
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
All right.
I don't know what to say about any of these games, to be honest.
Then we got Pittsburgh and the Rams. We all picked the Rams.
Put respect on Mike Tomlin's name.
Nope, not going to do that.
You got to. All right. Then we had Arizona versus Seattle. Keem picked Arizona. He was the only one.
I think
Did you watch that game? I didn't even watch it.
No one did.
It was ugly as fuck.
Then we got Denver and Green Bay. Denver somehow won.
I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes.
Hey, I'm glad they won.
Well, I still think it's too early to make an absolute calling on Jordan Love, but there are some things that he's not doing at the level at which he needs to.
It's his 4th game or whatever. 5th game.
Yeah, but also been sitting on the bench for how many years? And usually you think when a dude does that, he comes out a little more
He
prepared.
hasn't had Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson for the last 3 weeks.
And to me, the biggest thing is that Aaron Jones hasn't been healthy.
And they haven't had a running game because they haven't had their two-headed monster healthy. And theoretically, they should have them all back this week. So,
and that's to your point. I'm just saying that I don't like hearing the Jordan Love giving up on him so quickly. I do think you got to give him some more time.
We've seen him do some pretty brilliant things. He just needs to have the pieces around him to do brilliant things.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs, when they're injured, aren't that great either. So if you don't have your playmaker, you're not gonna make plays.
They got Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
Speaking of the Chiefs,
right? Chiefs and Chargers. Let's see. Only you picked the Chiefs. I feel like
why?
I feel like I did pick the Chiefs in my head, but then I was like, nah, fuck them.
Like, but you hate the Chargers too, so
I know. So it's like back and forth, and then by the time the game started, I had
that keeps Vegas in second place with the Chargers loss.
Still defending Justin Herbert.
I want Caleb. I don't know why the fuck you are.
I love Justin Herbert.
He can't grip with his other hand. He's having trouble.
There you go. And then, but outside of that, the only thing is that I think because the Chiefs haven't looked dominant on offense this year, people are kind of overlooking them, but I'm sorry, their defense is good this year.
That's the shit that's surprising.
They were good before Chris Jones got there, and now he's there. And this fucking defense has been playing. This feels like the best Kansas City defense that they've had in the Patrick Mahomes era. And outside of that, you'd wished it during this trade deadline, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. They make a move, but that Chiefs team, as long as Taylor Swift is showing up to the games, Kelsey's fucking dominating. And Michael Parsons, who said it on his podcast, that Travis plays better when there's something to it. Let's keep it fucking rolling. Before the season, I had a prediction it was going to be a repeat of last year's Super Bowl, and it's looking like that to me too.
Yeah.
Bad blood. Anyway.
All right. Then we got Miami and Philly. Okay, Philly. Okay. I respect it.
Yeah, they played a pretty good game.
Yep.
They played a good game. And the Miami Dolphins are. I still love the Dolphins. I still love what they're going to be able to do, but I still think that they're, even in my opinion, going into this year ahead of schedule. I don't know. I don't think this game itself is a grand indictment on anything because of how wacky this season has been.
Then the final game we had Minnesota versus San Francisco. Some reason.
Captain Kirk.
And Purdy has a concussion.
Purdy has a concussion. He won't be playing this week, most likely, because nobody that's been under a concussion in designation in 1 week has played that same week this year so far because of new concussion protocols. But also looking at the San Francisco-Minnesota game, you have to also realize Trent Williams wasn't playing. Deebo Samuels wasn't playing. Deebo Samuel, not Samuel.
Yeah. It was close down to the last score.
Right, which is unless San Francisco is running at all cylinders, right? Like they're going to be one of those teams that we've seen in years past, but they don't beat up on you; they win the game, and it'll be a one possession sort of thing. And look, Kirk Cousins, fuck the haters when it comes to his primetime Monday Night Football stats. Trust me, I'm well aware of him because he was here in Washington. But when you look just offensively, the thing with the Vikings is I fucking adore Jordan Addison. And I think him, and as far as the compliment of Justin Jefferson, is incredible. I also kind of crazy in the sense of you look at certain teams and they might have certain positions that they've always been good at. The Minnesota Vikings are wide receivers, man. I was thinking about that historically. It's just fucking impressive if you look back at that.
What's their
all right, who would you say the top five? Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson is a fucking beast.
He's a beast. What Kittle's best friend in college, all that.
What were you? Who would you say is your top five Vikings receivers
all time? Percy Harvin. No, I love Percy. Randy Carter. Justin Jefferson's on that list now. That's where I kind of draw
See?
a blank. But it's all
When
time.
you said like, I know, but when you said like, oh yeah, the history of like,
There are other teams that
Randy
might,
Moss was there forever.
but there are other teams that might have had more Hall of Famers or anything. But I mean, as far as top echelon, what looks to be all time greats, is there anybody else that competes in that?
so we
I mean,
have
that's
Moss.
Like if it just naming Moss and Chris Carter, is there how many teams can say that they have those two guys?
the 49ers, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
So Jerry Rice is your second. Clark,
Good point.
Taylor, who?
Yeah.
Neither of them are as good as Chris Carter.
It's like
Yeah,
saying,
T.O. too.
it's like saying Green Bay
That's a good pick. T.O. Yeah.
because Green Bay has
Yeah.
had two
But
generations.
T.O. I mean, when T.O. became T.O., that's Philly.
Yeah.
Don't matter. He was on.
I was a Niners fan back then. I'm more. But the Niners also have a little bit of everything, right? Except like you go defense with them, you go defense back with them, you can go quarterback, especially with them.
Because they had a historically good team for a while.
Yeah. But Minnesota, for a franchise that hasn't necessarily
been
had any
quarterback.
success. Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, yeah, it just looks like Addison is the truth. And if he's the truth with along the lines of Justin Jefferson.
That one grab at the end of the half was absolutely filth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Filth.
All right, so let's go into week 8.
Week 9.
Oh, here she comes.
Week 8.
She's a man.
I actually just watched No Hard Feelings last night. Great movie.
Great.
It's funny. It wasn't great, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's in my honorable mentions for this year. I enjoyed it. My girlfriend actually, she was rewatching it today because on first watch she thought she didn't really laugh all that much at it. As far as comedies this year overall, it's been sort of weak. But if there are two comedies that I would give credit to, is Bottoms and Theater Camp. So both of those were pretty fucking dope. Good.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah, it was just like really random. It's like, oh, like really this happened? Oh my god!
I love that Jennifer Lawrence has got an opportunity to show off her comedic.
That one. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that.
And committing to the bit, the
She
naked
did-
beach fight is fucking great.
She didn't look like in her face, like it looked like they put a bunch of makeup on her. Her face didn't look real.
What are you talking about?
Like in the beginning, her face didn't look real.
Were you
I
high?
don't know what you're saying.
No. Like it looked like they
Did
just
you have the
placed a bunch
sunglasses
of-
on when you were watching the movie?
Was
Nope.
the style
Hater
affecting your
blockers ain't nope. Hater blockers is
Hater block. I mean, you need to be able
wearing
to
this
see
shit
that.
for the rest of the season. No, I don't need to see because I don't want to watch my team anymore.
You're gonna watch them. You can see
am.
through those glasses. They're not
Trust
blocking.
me, there are things in this life more important than the Raiders. As a matter of
Yep.
fact, I should inverse that. There is hardly anything in life more less important.
Hey, I feel like I'm being abused by my team, so I understand.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
Over
hiding is that
Over
hiding-
the counter games.
is that that's hiding the
Yep.
bruises?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
James bent over that counter. Josh McDaniels, no lube.
I did watch the entire
No Vaseline.
Equalizer.
Out
I
of
was gonna say lube as a whole. Vaseline back there when you're doing certain things isn't the best.
No Vaseline. Ice Cube. Okay, never mind.
I'm aware, but I was talking about something specifically.
Wait,
Okay.
Jordan Vanderbilt plays for the Heat. All right, keep going.
Whatever floats your boat, KDot. All right, so we got the Buccaneers and Bills tomorrow night.
The poop deck.
Jesus Christ. I have the Bills, of course. KDot, who you got?
The Bills. They bounce back after the Patriots lost. They'll win huge and then lose again next week.
Okay, cool. Next one, we got the Jets. and
Can I just
Jets
abstain?
and Giants.
I'm just gonna abstain from picking that game. Courteous.
Jets and Giants.
Jets.
Wait, what?
Jets and Giants.
He's out of order for me too, but
What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, fine. I'll go back this way, you hoes.
But
All
we
right.
all have the same list.
yeah, I know. This bitch ass want to go off script.
Yeah, we can see it. You're
You want to do
blockers.
something different.
That you're not using the list.
If I can't see shit or seeing his own shit, fuck wrong with you? Hey, let me
Rams,
spice
Cowboys.
things up with the order.
Rams and Cowboys.
Oh, so we'll come back to the Jets game, you
Yes.
fucking prick.
Yes, ho. Because you made all that big shit about it. Yes. Rams and Cowboys. Who you got?
Cowboys.
Ugh. I think this is kind of a crapshoot, but I'll take the Rams.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys just because of the defense. All right. Then we got the Vikings and Packers. Who you got?
I'm sorry, all the categories. You said big shit. What'd you say? You said take a big dump. I'm talking about poop decks. There's something clearly on all of our minds.
I'm about to have a poo-poo platter.
Vikings.
God damn it.
A little bit of spillage.
On the poop deck. Give me
Put a towel down.
Give me the I think the Packers are gonna be fully healthy this week. I again think if the Vikings aren't fully healthy, I think the Packers have an edge. So for right now, give me the Packers. This might be the one I switch midweek.
I'm taking the Packers as well. Then we got the Falcons and Titans.
Hold on. Anybody got a coin?
Titans. I'm still hoping Desmond Ridder gets benched.
No, wait.
Watch them win out. We just like
Wait. Will Levis is starting.
Is it?
Yeah, Will Levis is starting. I'm also taking the Titans because anything is better than what they've been doing.
I am taking the Falcons.
This one is the biggest toss-up. It's 50-50 on which quarterback is worse, less worse.
I'm switching my pick, the Falcons.
It's also 50-50 if Bijan Robinson is going to get a carry in the first half.
Well, he had
one without him.
He had a headache that they never reported. And
right, I know.
I had anytime touchdowns.
I lost a lot of money. Don't worry. Keep going.
Yeah. All right.
You hear it officially. I've switched my pick. Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saints and Colts.
Colts.
God damn.
I got the Saints.
I think I got the Saints too. Is Olave out of jail?
Yeah.
All right, I got the Saints.
Him and Carr get along great.
If he's gonna go that fast on the highway, I hope he can go that fast on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if he doesn't stop mid route.
That wasn't his route. Keep running.
I don't like this Saints team, man.
Hey, God, it wasn't there, bro.
But
it wasn't there.
But Michael Thomas explained it perfectly. Like Olave was just a clear out. He's not in the progression at all. Like he looked at the first one.
I'm bullshitting. I'm completely bullshitting. The only thing, look, going into this season, I had the Saints doing well in the division solely because of their schedule. And me thinking their defense might be better than what it is. I don't like the team. And I think that the ghost of Jameis Winston is on the sideline, looking at his fingers, saying, I should be the guy.
He should be.
Right. Sucking his fingers, saying I should be the guy.
Thank you. And also, lest we forget, and Kamara's still on that team. So.
Yep. He a baller.
Dude, his iced out
catches.
His iced out mouthpiece is still to this day one of the coolest things that I've ever seen on the field. And he doesn't score touchdowns much anymore because he's either suspended or not getting the ball. But when he does, and he does that thing and it's just glittering, man, that shit is cool as hell. It makes me want to get a grill. And then I remember that I'm white and Paul Wall is 50. All right.
How often do you have to be reminded that you're white?
Actually, more often than you think. I don't hang out with a lot of white people. So you know how your reflection is your friends. My reflection is darker than my skin tone. So
I will say this is while you guys are on your knees slobbing all over Kamara.
I just like his mouthpiece.
I get it. He's averaging 3.8 yards a carry. He's got one touchdown on the ground. And more than anything, if you're going to bet on anything when it comes to Kamara, is receptions, not yards, not touchdowns. It's receptions.
That's what I just said. That the overall
I get it, but when y'all saying like when you guys said, remember they have Kamara on the team. I'm like, you can.
And I said he's balling. Go bet the over on catches. That's all I said.
Okay, so not that he'll do anything with the catches, he just gets them.
Yeah.
Bet the
Okay,
over
cool,
on
cool.
catching.
All right, cool. All right, my bad. No need to. Pretty good. It was a very low bar. I got it.
Oh yeah, the bar has been set, and
Yeah,
I can walk over that shit.
Not entirely sure.
I could jump over that shit. Fuck you.
You could try. I see you getting caught up on one side of the bar and falling back over. Maybe on the second attempt.
Yeah, no, I mean it'd be like hopping a fence. All right.
Yeah, I
Leave me
say
alone.
third attempt. Third attempt. The first attempt, not gonna happen. The second attempt, you're still tired from the first attempt, so there'll be a little break. The third attempt, you'll get it. You can jump that.
Goddamn hater.
We'll get there.
All right. Then we have the Patriots and Dolphins.
It should be the Dolphins by 40, but who knows?
You're saying who knows because the Bills got beat by them, but it's Dolphins.
Well, the Dolphins just got worked by the Eagles, so
Everybody's gotten worked at some point this fucking year.
which is a running team. So
Got worked so many damn times this year.
No, that's just the status quo. That's no working of anything. That's oh, you know what? No, that's the Raiders show up with the lunch pail just to get worked. Like that's
Yep.
yeah, my Commanders are pretty.
Right along with you.
Yeah, I know. No glass houses here.
We have the Jets and Giants. We already all picked the Jets. Cool. Jaguars and Steelers. I have the Jaguars.
Jags.
Actually, I'm taking the Steelers.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Then we have the Eagles and Commanders.
Man,
I'm going Commanders.
my point of view is that usually they split and Washington had their chance. That chance is gone. They do not split this season. Eagles.
Well, I will say if you look at that game, it's the very shitty ref call as far as the Terry McLaurin in and out of bounds. They really cost. Because we were driving. And yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles. And if they don't win by 3 touchdowns, they should be ashamed.
Well, speaking of Eagles, I was joking, but I'm going to switch to the Commanders now.
Do it. Look, man, the thing with the Commanders is it's you know what it is?
Home.
Here's what I'll say. The Bills are chaos good.
FedEx Field. Yay.
The Bills are chaos.
90% Eagles.
Yeah. The Bills are chaos good. The Commanders are chaos bad. The Commanders will win games they have absolutely no reason winning. And especially after a week like this where everybody's basically it's universal around Washington. We all want everyone fired. They're talking about who it is they're going to trade away, all this kind of shit. This feels very Commanders like to get a win that they shouldn't have, and then everybody keeps their job a bit longer. Because this is around this time of the season that we usually start turning things around. We usually start the season 2-5 or whatever, and then we start going on a fucking run. I will say this. The Commanders, unlike other seasons, have the 4th toughest strength of schedule going forward. It's a fucking bitch. I just think while I'm hoping, of course, the Commanders win this game, and I do think because of the craziness with this team, they'll have an opportunity to potentially do so. The Eagles are a much better team, and they should blow us the fuck out. And if they don't, it'll only be because the Eagles overlooked us.
Would you trade Chase Young and Montez Sweat for Justin Fields?
No.
Absolutely not.
What a horrible trade.
Both of them?
Game. Yeah.
I wouldn't trade
Fuck
one
no.
of them. I wouldn't trade.
Yeah,
those
no.
What do you think you're going to get for Chase Young or Montez Sweat?
I'm hoping we get nothing. What I've heard is that there has been either a second or a third being floated for Montez, which is the only offer that's actually like established as an offer. Apparently there hasn't been anything that's actually formalized as far as the Chase Young thing. Mm-hmm. I do understand the thought process of trading at least one of them. If I had to pick between one of the two, Montez has the numbers over Chase. There's no getting around that. I still think Chase's ceiling is higher than anybody else on the defense. I just don't think we're utilizing him properly, but I also don't think we're utilizing Montez properly. I think that we have the personnel to do things on defense of just not being coached properly.
New defensive coordinator.
Right. But if it was up to me, both of these guys would be back under big time contracts next year. But there's another reason I'm not a GM in the NFL. If there's a second round pick being offered for Montez Sweat, I take it. As much as I don't want to, I might take that.
What about
you know what they need to do? Yeah. Get a new dancery.
The other part of this is that when it comes to the Commanders that you have to remember in the trade deadline is that we are in complete flux. You have new ownership that's coming in and evaluating everybody, right? do you give the current front office carte blanche to do whatever when there's a good chance they might not be back? Like, how does that work? Should they be making those decisions? And then outside of those things, if you're the Commanders, you want draft capital, right? But there's also an element of if you don't trade them, does the front office even think they can re-sign both of them? Because their contracts are both up.
Yeah.
So if you don't think there's any leeway to re-sign these guys, then you need to get something potentially for them. But I will say this: if we lose both Montez and Chase Young, it will be one of the most regrettable decisions this organization's ever made.
Agreed.
But just if you lose both instead of just one.
I'm gonna say both, because once again, it's one of those things where it's like heart over mind. I wouldn't do it unless there was like a second round pick that was really bad. And even that, we don't do anything with second round picks anyway. So what the fuck? Look, all right, I don't want either of them traded, period. But I do think that I can listen to an argument made that you can let one of them go for a high enough draft pick. And I think that maybe that is even the logical thing to do. My heart won't allow me to do that.
Okay. Ryan?
I think giving up 2 first-round picks, one of which you haven't gotten to see him play, and the other who is an absolute problem, just because your defense is awful, it's got nothing to do with those two. It's got 100% to do with scheming and 100% to do with the fact that they have a defensive coordinator who's basically lucked in to people thinking he's good. So he's got to go. And then they got to pay him both. Like those are talents that do not come along every draft. And to let them go for anything more than like 8 first-round picks to me is insane. So
we also have a ton of fucking cap space. And the thing is that even if Sam Howell's not the guy, which I think everybody's on the page that he is
it because of Brian Robinson's giant hats? Got a lot of cap space.
That was okay. That was all right.
Okay.
That was mid. We do have to pay a lot of guys on the defense, including Cam Curl. But we have a lot on this cap space. And even if, let's say Sam Howell's not the guy, or because he's on pace for 100 and something sacks, he gets hurt, which is not far from being a possibility, right? What are you going to do? Draft a quarterback? You still don't have to pay for him.
Go get Tyrod.
So the end of the day, like, and I don't think Jacoby Brissett will be back next year. I think you probably let go of a guy like Logan Thomas, as much as I love him. And if that's the case, you're not going to be overpaying for quarterback regardless of whatever the situation is. So pay your guys. And when push comes to shove and we get to that point where the cap space is all out of whack, then you look to trade whoever you need to trade.
All right. We got the Texans and Panthers.
Texans.
Yeah.
Same. Okay, cool. Browns and Seahawks.
MVP candidate. Future MVP candidate. Geno Smith.
MVP candidate. Myles Garrett. Browns.
This is a toughie. I love the Browns defense. I adore the Browns defense. I also know that they're not playing at home. They're playing in Seattle. I hate the Browns offense more than maybe any other group in the league. Fuck. I'm going to go right now and put Seahawks in, but I'm going to preface it by saying that there's a good chance that pick changes with more thought.
DK Metcalf's playing.
I still think Tyler Lockett's the best receiver on the team. But
oh no, he is. But you need DK Metcalf on the field in order for Tyler Lockett to succeed.
I get it. It's just whether or not Geno Smith will have enough time to get either one of them to football.
Oh, Geno Smith's coming out MVP candidate style this week.
What's the record?
3-3.
I honestly, I don't know. I was asking.
I pick them every week, so I can go back and tell you how many points I've gotten from them.
We're good. Moving on.
Chiefs and Broncos.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Cool. Ravens and Cardinals. Ravens.
Cardinals.
Okay.
The reason I'm picking the Cardinals, this has nothing to do with whether or not I think the Ravens should win that game. It's going off of every time we've seen a team this year blow the fuck up out of a team, they lose the following week. It's been universal all season.
Kyler Murray's back.
Oh yeah.
So like this to me is one of those games where it's just one of those things where I think the Ravens might overlook them. And then the Cardinals get the win. It's happened every time. We've seen teams blow out another team, and then the following week they get They lose. That's the only, I'm just going off of what's happened this year. That's the only reason I'm making this pick. I do not, under any circumstances, think the Cardinals should win this game.
They blow out a garbage team and they go play a good team. They blew out a good team. And now
your Bills.
True. Mic drop.
Wait,
Bengals and 49.
but the
Dolphins.
The Dolphins blew out a garbage team and then played the Bills. What happened last week is the Ravens beat the Lions and are now playing the Cardinals.
I see what you're saying to a certain degree. Yeah, I'm still gonna go with it.
Cardinals.
Oh, do your thing.
I'll do it. I'm stick with it.
It's hard too.
I'm still going with the Ravens.
I ain't mad at it. All right, we got the Bengals and 49ers. 49ers.
Give me the Bengals.
I understand that. I don't feel confident this week.
I don't think they're gonna have Trent Williams or not a Uke, fucking
Debo.
And they're not gonna have Brock Purdy. Can they scheme into a win? Yeah, the Bengals are gonna catch on at some point. Is it this week? I don't know, but I don't think it's with that many backups playing on the Niners. It's gonna be a tough sledding.
Yeah, especially after seeing Minnesota and what they did with their wide receivers. There's no denying that Cincinnati has better ones. They should be able to move the ball potentially. I just think that if it comes down to, I still don't think Joe Burrow's healthy, and if Nick Bosa and some of those guys can get their hands on him, I think it changes things.
All right, then we got the Bears and Chargers.
Chargers.
We have the Raiders and Lions.
Lions.
Right.
Yeah.
Same. All right.
Yeah.
So trade deadline. We kind of talked about Chase Young and Montez Sweat. But I have a question. Where do you think they would go?
If it's going to be either one of them, what I've already heard is the list is Chicago and Baltimore, like the two biggest leaders in the clubhouse.
I think if for some reason the Eagles, anybody goes down on the Eagles,
we wouldn't pull that trigger.
I don't know, because they might be. I think at this juncture, they may be willing to give up a premium because I think you
can't do it.
The windows for Super Bowls are too little.
You can't trade. Look, seeing Ryan Kerrigan when he was already washed go to Philadelphia was one thing in free agency.
Right.
Trade a dude who
Montez
has talent.
Is Montez on the end of his contract though, right?
They're both on the end of their contracts.
Right. So it's basically
not to a division rival. Doesn't
rental?
They're saying the same thing about Devontae Adams to the Chiefs.
But there's also the aspect of when it comes to also the Chase Young Montez thing is with the rumor is also whoever trades for either one is already going to have terms ready for a long-term contract.
Or you can rent them. Get them right back. You get them back at a first round pick. I'm just saying. It wouldn't be smart.
They wouldn't give a first round pick for either one of them either.
A second round, whatever, third round. If you know they're a rental, I like it.
The other trade? Derrick Henry looks like he might be on the way out,
and Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow. What do they still sell like vending machines that you put coins in, or are they all the card ones? Because I feel like if you could get one of the old school like 25-cent vending machines, that has like the just the first knockoff brand, like Dr. Bob. Yeah. I think maybe he'd be worth one of those if it was full. But I don't know who would want him right now.
Baltimore.
Yeah. Just like I think Baltimore would want Derrick Henry too.
That's what who are we talking about? Are we talking about
Hunter Renfrow? Yeah, but I'm saying
sorry.
Yeah, Hunter Renfrow is going for
Hunter Renfrow. Let me tell you, I don't give a fuck where he goes. Put him in Carolina with fucking Adam Thielen, washed up white guys.
Hunter's not washed.
I mean,
well, he must have
played for the Raiders
because he dropped that fucking touchdown.
No, that was Devontae that dropped the touchdown.
Devontae, I'd like to see him go anywhere that's not there. That's just what it boils down to. I know that while I would love to see him on like a Kansas City Chiefs team, I honestly don't know if the Chiefs know what to do with a number one wide receiver like that. I think they're broken in that way. But I would love to see him go somewhere where he can get those targets. Like I'd love to see him go to New York in the Jets, honestly. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Man. He's like the most targeted person in the past 2 years.
Targets that matter.
Production.
So yeah, New York, the Giants. Okay.
Jets.
Oh.
The idea of him in New York.
Who's throwing him the ball?
No, it's who eventually will throw him the ball. And the idea is for Zach Wilson, who
we might have Caleb Williams.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He wants Aaron Rodgers to throw him the ball.
And to me, is like Aaron's coming back. And the idea for Zach is if Zach can have Garrett Wilson on the other side of Devontae Adams, that makes his life a little easier.
We're not trading him.
Yeah, don't you want like Dalvin Cook and some pocket change? Did I give you Dalvin Cook as pocket change?
No. You need that? We don't.
All right, and then the last guy is Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry, it looks like Baltimore is the most interested. I think more than anything, the reason Baltimore wants him is that they're so sick and tired of him running all over him in the playoffs. So it'd be great. Because he just snatches their fucking souls. But also, I really don't know what Derrick Henry and his running style looks like on that Ravens team with what they're doing right now. But it'd be really interesting to see.
That would be disgusting.
I'd love to, like, to me, one of the ones that isn't
like it should have been a Raven.
I'd love to see him in Kansas City.
No.
They haven't had a surefire number one running back that you don't worry about for a while. And this, to me, a Derrick Henry lining up to him with a quarterback and everything that matters, to me, seems like one of those moves that you'd see some teams make that kind of pushes you over the edge when it comes to a playoff run, because he's a power back. This is like what your LeGarrette Blunts would used to do for Tampa Bay or New England, is when the season, when it starts getting cold outside, and when the game progresses and you're trying to wear down a defense, there is no scarier person to wear down a defense in that time than Derrick Henry. You get to the third quarter, you just don't want to tackle him. It hurts to do so. Like, the idea of him on the Chiefs to me would be, with what their struggles have been as far as from a wide receiver standpoint, if they had a legitimate running back there, that they had guys that had to drop down the box and give some of their unheralded dudes more one-on-one matchups, and have a Patrick Mahomes who knows how to scramble and make things work, that to me would be with that defense, like, to me, that would be fucking dope. Are you saying because you don't think it's a fit, or because you don't want to see that happen?
I don't want to see that shit happen.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
All right. So, Ryan, I have not been watching baseball. I don't watch baseball. I bet on it, but I don't watch it. KDot, do you watch baseball anymore?
Yeah, I've watched some of the playoffs. Playoff baseball is when I get into it. Just because, if I'm being completely honest, like, when it comes to pro sports, football's king. I don't think there's anything that comes close to it. American football, I should say, is king. Nothing comes close. But when it comes to playoff baseball, there are a few things more dramatic in all of sports than it. When you talk about, like, ninth inning, full count, when you're sitting there on the edge of your seat with every fucking pitch that comes through, just worried that anything could happen. Baseball it's just built for drama. It's just, it doesn't feel real at times. It just feels like you're watching something mythical or some legendary story that you'll be able to tell your kids you saw one day. There's so many moments in playoff baseball history that do that for me. So I do enjoy watching the playoffs. I do prefer being able to have teams that I root for, and right now there's no one I'm rooting for.
Yeah, the Giants suck right now. So what happened to the Phillies?
Before we get to the Phillies, the Astros, there's a guy in Texas who's drafted by the Cardinals. Everybody gets drafted by the Cardinals and then end up somewhere else. His name's Adolis Garcia. He hit an absolute tank and then took his sweet ass time walking around the bases And then he came up to bat and they hit him with the ball. And he wanted to fight everybody. And he got ejected. Texas went on to win that game. Dallas comes back the next game, remembering the slight of that pitcher by the name of Abreu, and proceeded to break the NLCS record for RBIs, hit 2 home runs, almost hit a third. It was a wall scraper. And then he stole second because he felt bad because he started jogging again. Texas lost 101 games 2 years ago. They're in the World Series. The Diamondbacks beat the Phillies because the Phillies forgot how to fucking hit. And I think the Diamondbacks managed their pitching better. So they had Brandon Pfaadt pitching game 7. He's been lights out. He's lights out again. And look, Arizona out hit the Dodgers by a lot, who are one of the best hitting teams. And then was it Milwaukee that they played first? I believe so. Either Milwaukee or Minnesota. I don't know why my brain isn't working. But they've been out hitting teams. And then they came up against the Phillies and they couldn't hit for the first couple of games. Once their bats got hot, that's a tough team to stop. Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, who's going to be the rookie of the year by a long shot. Their pitching has been solid. Look, this is a World Series.
It was Milwaukee.
Brewers.
Yeah.
This is going to be a World Series against 2 teams that 2 years ago lost over 100 games. So this is going to be good. There's going to be a lot of hitting. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of pitching. There's going to be like one pitching matchup that's worth watching. But Scherzer's going to a World Series. DeGrom's going to a World Series. It should be really fun to watch. I realize it's probably not going to get the same ratings as a Phillies Astros World Series, but guess what? Baseball isn't played for everybody. It's played for people like me who love to watch that shit. So it should be super exciting. And I'm excited that it's different teams this year. I was worried it was going to be Astros Phillies and I was going to have to shoot myself.
That would have been rough. That would have been fucking rough because I'm not rooting for the fucking Phillies and I hate the Astros. So at least I can root for Max Scherzer and the Rangers in this. But I think what you alluded to more than anything when it comes to baseball recently, which has been really, really cool to see, is the parity in baseball has been on a level at which is, I wouldn't say it never happens, but it's been kind of cool to see like a team like the Orioles come out of fucking nowhere and win as many games as they did. And like you said, we got 2 teams in the World Series right now that lost over 100 games 2 seasons ago. To think they're both in the World Series, I would think this has not happened. I can't recall anything like this. Yeah, 2 teams getting that far after just complete. It's fucking awesome to see. I will not be tuning in unless I have enough money on a game or we get into elimination time. That I'll probably be tuning in.
Okay. So, final thoughts, guys.
I can go.
Go ahead.
I was able to watch Killers of the Flower Moon on Tuesday. Once again, if you're in the DC area or really anywhere that has an Alamo Draft House, Tuesdays they do $7 movies. It's a great fucking deal on movies.
Remember the Alamo. Anyway, I'm sorry.
The only thing with the $7 movies is the only issue is that they do sensory friendly showings, and sensory friendly showings are for people that might have kids with them, which I don't know why you bring them to see this movie, but people that might have autism or the too loud of sound might hurt them or being in the dark too much. So they play the movie a little less loud and have some of the dimmer lights kind of on during the entire movie, which is something that maybe Ryan needs, and he could sit through this. That's why I'm letting you know on Tuesday, but you might be able to sit through the 3.5-hour movie.
I'm sorry. I what's that thing that I do?
All right, work.
Oh yeah, goddamn, that's crazy.
I will say this. So everybody knows Killers of the Flower Moon, the new Martin Scorsese movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and a woman who I've been praising all year in Lily Gladstone. Who I think is absolutely the leader in the clubhouse to win an Academy Award for Best Actress. I know Emma Stone in this new movie, Poor Things, is probably going to challenge her quite a bit if the movie comes out, because that might be on delay. But this particular movie, I thought was an absolute masterpiece. I I've been struggling really hard on whether or not right now, my one or two movies of this year have been between Oppenheimer and this one. And officially today, after thinking about it, and I really want to go see it again, I have to go see it again. I'm putting it number one, over Oppenheimer and anything else I've seen this year.
Okay.
It's more than just Scorsese, who I think is probably at the peak of his powers at this particular point, which is, I know, is crazy to say. But he's just so confident in his abilities and what he's doing. I prefer Goodfellas. I prefer Raging Bull. But when you're talking about those movies from a direction standpoint, is you're also lucky enough to have actors in a particular point in time that are giving lights out performances, right? So in Goodfellas, catching Joe Pesci in that particular moment is insane. Catching De Niro in that, or Ray Liotta in those particular moments, are insane. But as far as what he's doing from a strictly direction standpoint, and also because one of his strong suits has not necessarily been, sometimes he's better not necessarily screenwriting himself, and he gets the screenwriter credit there for this one. It's an incredible movie. I did not feel the runtime at all, but more than that, I will say that this movie is important to see. There are a lot of people that do not know the story of what happened to the Osage people in Oklahoma. And knowing that they rewrote the movie from what it initially was, which was Leonardo DiCaprio was going to play an FBI agent and it was going to be more of a procedural thing. And they went back to the drawing board because they did not think they were doing justice to what the Osage people went through, to show it through that lens. There's a level of which you still know a white guy's directing this movie, but I've never seen the subject matter in this. I've never seen this subject matter handled in this way, and handled with such class and also weight. And it is a must watch. And I even goes, I do also believe it's a must watch in a movie theater, because part of me is when people are able to watch at home and they take their breaks in between movies and everything, and they do. I know some people, they can't handle it because their attention spans are too fucking short. But this is one of those movies that it behooves you to see it in the theater because of what it's doing. The runtime is purposeful. You're supposed to feel it. You're supposed to feel everything that's happening in the movie and what it does to you emotionally. I bawled like a bitch 2 times in the movie. I at least cried 3. I cried 3 times, but I bawled like an absolute baby, like twice. And I'm even thinking about one of the scenes in particular that makes me want to cry right now, even thinking about it.
But you saw it during the autistic showing, and you were telling me not to watch it at home.
Here's the thing. I think that they also, so like I saw the creator in the sensory friendly thing, which I think hurt the creator because of how loud and action packed that movie was. This movie, I felt that the sound was up a little higher, and because it's not an actiony movie, I don't think it hurt it nearly at all. But I am gonna go see it again in a Dolby IMAX.
I have a $3,000 sound system. I'll just watch it on that.
Can you do it without taking breaks?
Probably.
If you can do that, knock yourself out.
But I just I don't want to miss something because I have to.
That's
right. Your turn.
Yeah, the Caps suck. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know if we already have to fire our coach. We have the same crew as the last year, basically. And well, we were winning 3-0, and then I turned to talk to you, and now it's 3-3. So I'm at a loss. I realize it's early in the season, but yeah, we scored 1 goal up until this game. We scored like 1 goal all season through 5 games. We have Alex Ovechkin. That should be illegal. I think he should be taken out and shot. I realize that I'm not sure what is that. Do you declare martial law? Is that anyway? Yeah, they got to figure their shit out. I can't have all my teams suck. I can't have it. So yeah, I don't know. Also, Progressive. What is their budget? Progressive Insurance, because they have a commercial, every single commercial break for every single sporting event. Blows my mind.
How does Trae Young not have an assist?
Welcome back to the NBA. It's called NBA because there's no bank account. They'll steal your money.
I have a $30,000 parlay happening right now.
You know why? Because it's no bank account. NBA.
Bruce Brown hit his leg. Dylan Brooks has hit his leg.
It's 5 of 6 for 3.
Cade Cunningham has hit his leg. DeAndre Hunter has hit his leg.
Yes. No bank account because something will fuck you.
Kristaps is fucking me.
Why? Porcelain dicks?
Rebounds. I
Mm.
went heavy on rebounds.
Sure.
I went heavy on rebounds and Kristaps. That's why it was a $30,000 goddamn bet, you son of a bitch.
I went heavy with his threes.
All right.
Yeah, some of these other bets. look
NBA's
pretty
back.
good.
Y'all be safe out there.
I'm
And
not gonna do that.
we'll see you around next time.
Dangerous.
Dodge the bookings, beloved.
Peace.
Bye.